Hey folks, and welcome to Under the Bright Lights with Lucas Sheppard. I, of course, am your host, Lucas Sheppard. With me here today is our guest, Jim Anderson, professor of music industry and communications at Northeastern University. How are you doing today, Jim? Thanks
I'm doing
for being
well. Glad to be here.
here. As well as professing, Jim also has a number of other accolades in the industry, and we look forward to getting to hear about some of that today, Jim. So
Wow.
let's get started, shall we?
Okay.
So Jim, like I said, you're Jim, James,
You can
Right.
call me Jim.
but James.
James is my official name.
I'm Luke.
But I can call you Lucas?
You could call me Lucas.
Okay.
But for the purposes of our interaction, James, Luke, right? Our executive producer is John. It's like we're a Bible, Jim.
Wow.
It's like we're a Bible.
I got it. James, Luke,
Luke and John.
John. Yep.
What do you think of that?
I think it's interesting. Almost coincidental.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're a music guy, is that right, Jim? I understand you do stuff with music.
I do.
You do. I'm not much of a music guy myself.
That's too bad, Luke. I think you'd enjoy it.
Well, it's not something I really have gotten into. Music's not really for me, although I do like that one song. It came out a few years ago. Scatman.
Okay?
You know the song Scatman?
I do. Yeah, I know that one. So for someone who's don't interrupt. For someone who said
You know
he
that song, Jim?
wasn't really into music, you seem to have a pretty good.
Well,
grip.
that's the one song.
I see.
I liked it because of its lyrics.
Okay.
So, were you ever in a band, Jim?
Yes, I was.
No,
Matter-
when was that?
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, it was okay until we got ripped off by our manager.
You got ripped off.
We did.
Tell us a little about that.
Okay, well, we were fresh out of high school and got signed to a record label in New York City,
Okay.
and we were very excited. Signed a really poorly written contract, but we were young and stupid, and we were
Okay.
very excited. And about halfway through the recording of our album, the people from the record company came down to the studio. We were very excited because they thought we were checking up on progress.
Of course.
They were there to shut us down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, not being a music guy myself, I was actually in a band in high school.
No kidding.
Yep.
And how did that go?
We got signed
To what?
to Atlantic.
No kidding.
Yep. Everything went well. Had a couple hit records, and I kind of left that life behind.
Wow.
But it really wasn't that hard. It surprises me that a music guy like yourself could just sort of get screwed over like that, wouldn't have a successful time. I don't know, I'm just saying it. I thought it was pretty simple. You get a band in high school, you come out, you do a couple shows, all of a sudden you're signed to Atlantic. Happened like that.
I would say that you were very fortunate.
Well, I'm blessed. I understand you were fortunate enough, Jim, to get to work with Guns N' Roses.
That is correct.
Got to record Guns N' Roses.
I did.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? It was for their Mother's Day album?
I don't know that there was a
No,
Mother's Day
wasn't
album.
the Mother's Day. Well, I remember getting the Mother's Day album. So.
And I probably wasn't the one.
That wasn't what it was for. Why don't you
No.
tell us a little about that?
Okay. It was both exhilarating and frustrating
Okay.
in that the people.
Well, now was this Axl Rose pre or post cornrows?
I don't know that I know the answer to that question.
Because I like him with the cornrows.
With the cornrows.
Personally, myself.
He was not actually sporting cornrows when I worked with him.
So pre cornrows.
One would assume.
You didn't know if it was before his cornrows or after his cornrows.
I have to be candid with you. I did not follow their career as closely, perhaps, as you did.
Okay. Because really, that was the heart of the issue here.
I apologize that I'm not more informed about
Well,
that.
we'll move on.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do now, Jim. I'm going to rattle off some famous people. I know you're pretty connected in the industry, and I think we're all dying to know who you have and have not met.
Okay.
So let me just rapid fire sort of spit some famous guys and girls at you.
Okay.
And you tell me yes or no, I have met them or I have
Okay.
not met them. Does
Sounds
that sound good?
Sounds good.
Are we going to start right now? Madonna,
No.
Cher,
No.
Sting,
No.
Prince,
No.
Madonna,
No.
James Garner,
No.
James Lipton,
No.
Jennifer Garner,
No.
Axl Rose.
Yes.
You did meet Axl Rose.
I did.
Right, because of the Guns N' Roses.
Correct.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit after the interview. James Lipton,
No.
Jennifer Garner,
No.
Ernest Thompson,
Ernest Thompson.
You don't know about Ernest Thompson?
No, I don't.
Well, see, I'm close personal friends with Ernest Thompson. He's actually the writer-director of a little film called On Golden Pond.
Wow.
I actually got to go to his house,
No kidding.
had some dinner with him. He's a great guy. He's a
Wow.
great guy, Jim. You'd like him.
It sounds
Maybe
like
I'll give him your email.
Okay,
You guys can chat.
that would be great.
So one thing I've noticed, Jim, about music, not being a music buff myself, but just as an outsider looking in, not a lot of Asians. Where's all the Asians at, Jim? We need to get more Asians in there.
Perhaps you're not looking hard enough, Luke?
Well, I'm not normally looking for Asians. I don't see race.
I see.
But I do think it's a bit racial to not have any Asians in there.
Indeed it is.
Just all I'm saying. I know you have some clout.
Yeah,
Just maybe throw in a few more Asians.
Okay.
So Jim was actually recently in a film, and I believe we have a clip of that. You guys, you want to run that clip? No? We don't have a clip? Okay. Well, basically, Jim was naked through the whole thing. And you look pretty good for your age, Jim.
Thanks, Luke.
What are you, like 71, 72?
No, actually, I'm 61.
61?
Yes.
Well, you don't look a day over 71, Jim.
Wow. I appreciate that.
I mean, you
Luke.
look fit. You look mobile. Doesn't he
Hey.
look mobile? He looks
Hey.
mobile for his age.
I do
I
like
can't
it.
really get around so good myself right now.
Why is that?
Well, I actually just had a hernia operation.
Ooh, painful.
Yeah, I was in my room. I ate a bunch of Cheetos real fast.
Wow.
And apparently when you do that, you get a hernia. And now I just can't do anything.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my doctors said they'd never seen anything like it, that I actually Cheeto-D'd.
Okay.
It's not funny.
I'm sorry.
So we're going to wrap up with this, Jim. We're going to do the little James Lipton Inside the Actors Studio questionnaire. I don't know if
Okay.
you're familiar with this.
I'm not,
I'm
but
just
I'm
going to ask you some questions, and I want you to give me your honest answers.
Okay.
Just clear and concise.
Okay.
Your favorite sound?
Music.
A little vague. Your least favorite sound?
At the moment, probably your voice.
Your favorite person?
That would. Does it have to be someone I know, Luke, or?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Just clear and concise, Jim. Just
Okay.
make this quick.
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman. Your least favorite coworker?
Wow, that's a real loaded question too, isn't it? I would have to say Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
Mhm.
She was in the film where he was naked. Your favorite thing that's brown?
How about this table at the moment?
That's not what I would have said.
How about John's hat?
John's hat?
Yeah.
Your favorite grandparent?
They're all deceased, sadly.
It doesn't have to be your grandparent.
Well then I would say your grandmother on your father's side.
Okay. Well, we've really enjoyed having you here, Jim. Thank you for answering our questionnaire. Again, this has been Under the Bright Lights with Lucas Sheppard. Once again, we want to thank our guest, Jim, and we hope we see you again. Thanks for stopping by.